Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Beard B, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today I'm bringing you a banger, and this is a continuation of a video that I dropped on TikTok in celebration of the 250,000 views that it got over there. We are going to bring it over here and see how you feel. Today we're talking about 7 designer fragrances released in 2022 that are highly complimented. Yes, you know what we do over here, bring you confidence via compliments using the wonderful world of fragrance. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's list. First, I want to talk about the fragrance that was most commented on within that video, and this fragrance comes from Azzaro, and this one is Azzaro the Most Wanted Parfum. When I showed this bottle, everyone thought that I was talking about Azzaro Wanted by Night, and I said no. As it says on the screen, it says the Most Wanted Parfum, not to be confused with the Most Wanted Eau de Parfum in the all black bottle. This fragrance here did release in 2022, and it has tiebacks to obviously the original and the obviously the Most Wanted in itself. You get that bourbon vanilla within this fragrance, ginger, wood accord here. This is a very sensual scent, and there's kind of mixed reactions in terms of which one is the best, whether it's going to be the Most Wanted or the Most Wanted Parfum. I don't really feel like you can go wrong with either one, but we're talking about 2022 in terms of designer fragrances. This one does stand out, so we have it on the list today, the Most Wanted Parfum. Next up on our list today, we have a fragrance from Varvatos, and this one is XX Artisan Teal. Now, the write-up on this fragrance says that this one was created based upon music and being soulful and art and creation. No, this one was created to be compete with YSL. To me, this one does smell along the lines of that, but I am okay with it because personally, I think that this is one of the more solid fragrances within this lineup. But all jokes aside, man, I do feel that this fragrance could work for a festival goer, but it all depends on where you are going for your festival. So there is a festival that goes here in Tennessee called Bonnaroo, and that one's like in the Tullahoma area. This scent here, I don't feel like would go with that one specifically. But if you were going to like a music festival down on South Beach or something like that, then I feel that this fragrance could work. There's that lemon within this fragrance. There's rosemary, there's mineral driftwood all in this scent. And I feel that this fragrance does come off as a fragrance that is highly complimented. It smells amazing. It pops off the skin, and it's one that I really, really enjoy. One of the better ones from this Varvatos lineup, in my personal opinion. Next up, we have a fragrance that actually kicked off this list, and this one is Beau Parfum 2022 release. Here you still get that coconut within this fragrance. It's woody, it's also ambery, and it's an overall extremely nice scent. You can feel free with wearing this one in the spring and summer. You can also wear this one for those nighttime occasions during those same seasons. The blue tones within this bottle help you understand what you're going to get with this one, but there still are some of those usual suspects in terms of notes. You get that ambergris, you get that tonka bean, and there's also woods within this scent. It's a fragrance that I really enjoy. I feel like you could be a more mature gentleman and wear this fragrance, or you could also be teenage, early 20s and still get away with this scent. I feel like it has a nice amount of range to this scent, so it's super dope in my humble opinion. So be sure to try this fragrance out. From Jean-Paul Gaultier, we have Beau Parfum. Also with this scent, this is one of those ones that people commented on like, hey, I don't know where to pick this fragrance up. I'm looking for it. And it's kind of difficult for me to do it on TikTok, or at least I haven't found that out yet because I'm new to it. If you haven't followed me on there yet, make sure you do so at official Big Beard Business. But I did pick this one up from my good people over at fragrancebuy.ca. I did purchase this out of my own pocket. I'll leave this one linked below for you though, so you can go ahead and pick it up, or at least very least where you can get it from. The next fragrance I also picked up from fragrancebuy.ca and came out of my own pocket, but this one was Stronger With You Only. Now, Stronger With You Only is a fragrance that I was really looking forward to getting my nose on, as I am a huge fan of the Stronger With You DNA in terms of what they've delivered across the board. And this one's really no different, but it is something that's a little bit more wearable in those spring and summer days. Now, obviously, we do have Stronger With You Freeze that could do the same thing. And if you have Freeze within your collection, you may not need to do both. But with Freeze becoming a little more difficult to find, especially face-to-face, right? You can find it online. It's a little more difficult to find it face-to-face. And this is a scent that you may want to opt for. Opens up very fresh, much fresher than all of the other fragrances within the lineup. And you can kind of get that with the overall presentation. Solid scent, if you're asking me. Still has that sensual vibe to it, and the chestnuts and all of those notes are still there, but in a way that is more readily acceptable in a spring or summer environment. Be sure to try this one out. Stronger With You only. The next fragrance I want to mention today also comes from Armani, and this one blends together freshness along with those green and earthy accords. This one is Acqua de Joe Eau de Parfum. Yes, the EDP, the long-awaited Eau de Parfum version of this scent. You would have thought that we would have got this immediately, but nah, it didn't happen that way. We had to wait some time, but they say that good things come to those who wait, and with this scent, I would say that we got something spectacular. As I mentioned, this fragrance really does bring together those woody components with those marine accord notes. You do get that patchouli with this fragrance. You also get some vetiver here, sage, a woody aromatic accord. You also get some saltiness brought in from those marine accords, but overall, this is a nice scent. It's done really well. It's classy, it's sophisticated, and it really falls right in line with what you would expect from an Acqua de Joe fragrance. And this scent here really is top tier. Dress it up, dress it down. You really can't go wrong with a fragrance like this, and it does perform. And I think that that's one of the things that's important about this scent. So all in, Acqua de Joe EDP from Armani. And then there were two, and this fragrance here was on that original list that we did on TikTok, and this one is Invictus Platinum. Now my Invictus Platinum again is weird because this wings should be on the other side here, but this is the second bottle within the Invictus collection, which was off for me. One broke completely and the other is off, but nonetheless the fragrance does smell good, and it really doesn't matter to me what side this is on, the atomizer, because, well, it wears the same on skin and no one can know the difference. Now this scent here is one that I feel really does perform well. Anytime I wear this fragrance, the missus is drawn into this. And when we look at what Paco Rabanne offers in terms of fragrances that are readily available today, they are crowd-pleasing, simplistic scents, and this one isn't really much different in terms of that. I do have a full review on this fragrance, so make sure you check it out if you want to know more in depth and detail about this fragrance. Then it will be there. But overall, if you're looking for a fragrance that's going to work and perform for you, then this fragrance will do it. And the final fragrance I want to talk about today was not on the original list, and I don't believe I've talked about this fragrance on the channel at all yet, but today is why not talk about it now, because this fragrance does work and it should fall into this list. I'm not sure why I didn't make the other one, but let me tell you about this fragrance. This one here was released in 2022. This one comes from YSL. It's part of the L'Homme series, which is one of the probably one of the most expansive flanker series of fragrances out there on the market today that's still in rotation, and this one here really deserves all the accolades that I'm about to give it within this video. Now what they did with this one, and obviously the fragrance is none other than L'Homme Eau de Parfum, and as I mentioned, I felt that this one was out of order, as there were a ton of flankers that released off of the L'Homme series, including the Parfum version, which was the blue one, right? And now we have the Eau de Parfum version, which came after the Parfum, or the Le Parfum. Yeah, all right, the Le Parfum. There's a lot of them, okay? So don't judge me. There's a lot of them. This fragrance here really does something different when we look at the complete line, right? This one does take that typical L'Homme DNA and it adds this boozy quality to it, as this one's supposed to have this bourbon sour feel to it. There's also some bitter orange within this scent, but something within this kind of calls me back to a note that I get within the 1 Million Lucky, which is going to be that plum or the hazelnut that's there. Something about it reminds me of it, but I did not find that within the official note breakdown of this fragrance. But nonetheless, this is a scent that does really well. I enjoy the scent. As we know, when it comes down to some of these L'Homme fragrances, that they tend to sometimes suffer in terms of longevity. If we look back to the original, after they've been watered down a bit, then they tend to fall back. So if you're looking to get this scent, I would say get it sooner than later. That way you get one of the original batches that should perform as expected within this line. Now, when I smell this scent, I do get called back to the original, which I enjoy. I still am a huge fan of that. There's the apple pie vibe that people say in that. But again, you add that bitter orange to this, you add that bourbon, and it comes into a fragrance in its own right that really is enjoyable. So compliments will come in with a fragrance like this, and this is one of those scents that not everyone has in their collection yet. It's still at times a little more difficult. Listen, I'll tell you, my local Dillard's is where I purchased this one, and they said they were going to get this one for like 3 months, right, before it actually came in. But again, it's a fragrance that is super enjoyable, and I think a lot of you out there will love it just as much as I do. Listen, so that's what I have for you today. Shout out to TikTok for bringing this video over to YouTube. Again, if you have not followed me on there yet, make sure you do so. As always, I'm your boy, Big Baby, and hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn bell.